In a report from the Australian government, which pointed out the lack of attitude among large corporations in the fight against child abuse, Microsoft comes out as the company that has received the most criticism. Names like Apple and Meta are also mentioned based on their services. All of these companies are cited as being slow to handle complaints or for not adopting automated technologies that would have allowed them to identify crimes even in users' private documents. The e-Safety Report, as the Australian Agency for Online Safety is known, examined how to prevent child abuse on huge digital platforms based on transparency reports submitted by the individuals themselves. The submissions were compared to Australian government benchmarks for how society expects businesses to behave, with the outcomes falling short of what the regulator had anticipated. For instance, Microsoft is criticized for taking a minimum of 2 days to process reports of child sexual exploitation on Teams and OneDrive, compared to 3 days for Xbox Live gaming platforms. One of the cases cited in the report indicates that it took 19 days for a report to be processed through Teams, with the necessary actions being taken by the company. In addition, the company is criticized for not employing a tool called Photo DNA that it helped develop in order to identify the sharing and storage of abusive images on private devices. This also applies to Apple and iCloud, as well as Snapchat, with all three being cited as ineffective in the fight against child sexual exploitation in the MOS, where users aren't even given access to complaint forms. Similar to this, there is a lack of use of such technologies in services like Teams, Skype, and FaceTime, despite allegations that these offerings will be used to expose children under 18 to abuse in this category. Only the online chat service Omegle is mentioned favorably in this context since it has active monitoring and real-time sexual abuse detection systems in place for its calls. Regarding the allegations, Meta also shows up on the side that is clearer, stating that images including child sexual abuse may be taken down from Facebook in less than 3 minutes, but the average time on Instagram would be 40 minutes. Despite using automated technology, Meta was criticized for not sharing information throughout its several services. For instance, a user banned from WhatsApp for such offenses may create new accounts or continue using old ones with the same data without suffering further consequences, and the same is true for Facebook. What the businesses have to say in response to the report: Microsoft cited legal issues and regulations related to the operation of a worldwide communications service as obstacles to the use of detection technologies. Despite this, he reiterated his commitment to the fight against child abuse and noted progress in this battle in light of the rise in criminal sophistication. Now, Apple remained silent. Speaking further on the subject, the regulatory agency stated that it will continue to request company transparency reports as well as measures to address discovered irregularities. In addition, the organization said that it would be in contact with the political realm to see what kinds of obligations may be placed on giant digital companies and whether more rules of this nature needed to be in place in the nation.